So that's the main reason. But many years back, I think 5 or 7 years back, Singapore joined the Washington Accord. Washington Accord is an organization, alright? Not an NGO organization. Okay. To be a member of this organization, the rule is very simple. In Singapore, recognize the degree given by university, members of the Ocean Corp must give due recognition of the degree. Likewise, if Australia said that I will recognize all my university degrees, Singapore government by obligation must recognize. So because of this, every country will instill exam now. Because every country believes that their education is better than other countries, right? So always say that if you fail the test, that means you're not qualified. So there are 2 tests. One is the fundamental exam. Fundamental exam basically covers everything they learn in the undergraduate exam. Very broad base. There are 2 papers, right? One multiple choice, one question. The mechanical multiple choice covers areas dynamics and vibration, control material science, heat transfer, fluid mechanics, everything, right? So what I say that if you intend to appeal, my advice, within your evaluation, try to sit for the fundamental exam. When you pass, you pass. It's a pre-requisite, that's all. There's no time limit on the validity, right? The second exam is on practice, but there's a cap, 5 years validity. After passing the second exam, within 5 years, must apply for interview. If you don't apply after 5 years, the second exam result will be voted. Right, that means you receive exam. Okay? Right? So basically, first thing is the first degree. If your first degree is not engineering, forget about the MPE. They don't say your master's degree or PhD degree engineering. Doesn't count. It counts on the first degree by law. Alright? Whether right or wrong is another matter. The law says so, right? Okay. Okay, civil engineers, they find that very strict. It requires at least 4 years of practical experience. Out of the 4 years, it says that at least 2 years of 12 months must involve in design office, and 12 months must in the site office. Civil engineers can impose because a project normally lasts more than a year. Alright, that's what they're imposing. Okay, mechanical, electrical, it says not less than 2 years under the supervision of 3 years. Because mechanical project, electrical project, normally duration is very short, a few months that's all. So they cannot impose the strict requirement for civil engineering, right? But my advice is that, despite what the law says, don't apply to PE board with less than 5 years experience. So far I know, nobody will grant you interview. To ask anything less than 5 years is not sufficient engineering experience, right? Okay, for mechanical engineer, they work in the maintenance office or sales. Forget about applying for PE. That type of experience is not relevant. Right? If not relevant, we will not give you a PE. It did not get enough sufficient experience, right? So unless you work in design or production, maybe we accept it. Maintenance, so far we never accept. So if you apply interview, we just say the experience not relevant. There's a ground for rejection. Right? So when they reject application, the board for interview must give a reason why they reject application. Alright? Okay. For me, full-time teaching is not considered as relevant experience. So university has a problem. University wants the staff to go do consulting work for simple reason. If not involved in consulting work, you don't get practical experience. And then you cannot bring the experience back into teaching. So university are fighting hard for staff to do consulting work, right? So basically there's a big argument between university and PE board. So now PE board agreed now. If a research is more relevant to any practice, they are prepared to recognize it. Last time the blanket no. Right? So there's a change in the direction, alright? Okay, exam. There are 2 exams, right? Fundamental and practice exam. Practice based on code of practice. Right? So they will specify, go and read the document in the PE website, they tell you exactly what the requirement, alright? Okay, fundamental exam. I am a member of the examination board for mechanical engineering. I set questions on dynamics and vibration. Okay? Over the 7 years as a committee, the passing rate for this part is very poor. Not more than 40% a year. Alright? Second part, I heard also about 40% passing only. Alright. After that, you pass, you go for interview. I heard only about 50% pass through also. So you see the capacity rate is very high, 40, 40 and 50. Yeah. So by the time a guy who gets the PE actually very small, less than 20%. Alright. So that is state of affair. Okay. Alright. Okay, multi-discipline, what do you mean? Okay, formally a PE only allowed to do engineering work, that's all. Not engineering work, you're not allowed to do it. Right? Cannot establish a company and use engineering, PE engineer to do it. Not allowed. But now they relax the rules. Alright? What it means that you can do a design and build design and sell. That means you do financial to develop. But condition very simple. You must have at least $1 million payout capital. That's only given. Alright? Okay, discipline proceeding. If you commit some unethical behavior, the PE board can institute discipline proceeding against you, right? Well, first case, 28A said conviction involving fraud, dishonesty, or moral turpitude. That means you're charged in court. Then PE board can revoke your PE license. Okay? 28B, any improper act or conduct, I see, very broad statement. They also, that means unethical practices that can revoke your PE. Okay, any conversion of prescription code of professional conduct and ethics. That's why I won't cover the second half. If by the code of practice, they also can revoke the PE. Alright? Ability to carry out what the means by that. Okay, suppose they're very sick, right? They cannot go to site to verify the work done. And some people refuse to give up the practice. So there are a lot of people feel that it's unfair to a customer or client, right? So what they do, this guy will write to PE board, they say that we are not suitable to a PE because of the immobility. And if a board conquers, they can revoke your PE, alright? So that's why this clause comes in, Okay? And 28E said any failure to take reasonable steps to prevent any improper act of misconduct. Okay, suppose you are PE for a project. A guy under you can do improper acts. And you discover they can revoke your PE. Right? But there are 3 grounds you can fight against it. 1, you're not around. So the guy who act not under my presence, so I have no say, right? So that one is acceptable. Second ground is that I'm very junior in my organization. Whatever instruction I give a guy, the guy don't want to listen to me. So there's nothing to do, right? So it's acceptable. The third ground is that I give him instruction not to do it. Despite my instruction, he should do it his own fault, not my fault. So these 3 grounds are acceptable, right? So what I said that if you can give prisoners doubt, they will agree with you, right? Okay, these are called practice certificates year by year. Every year you must apply. You pay $150 a year to renew a certificate, right? Okay? So year by year, without certificate, you're not allowed to practice, alright? After giving a certificate, give me the job. Then you sign across the job they call endorsement. That's what we mean by endorsement, right? A job has number, and then your area also specified. Last time I PE, you were daring enough to sign for any job. Now the classify mechanical, electrical, and civil very clearly, right? So a mechanical one cannot sign for electrical job, or vice versa, alright? Okay, so now there's a requirement continuous education. Everybody must go to continuous education every year to apply for the practice certificate, right? So the course divided into 2 parts. One called structured, one called unstructured. The structured part, it must have at least 15 PDU. I was thinking what is PDU related on, right? The remaining can go to unstructured one. Structured one is harder to comply. Unstructured one, you can do it anytime, no problem at all, right? Okay, why you say that now? If you attended a relevant course for 1 hour lecture equivalent to 1 PDU, right? So if the time they take master course, 36 hours module, 36 hours, you qualify straight away. So the year you study for master course, you also be qualified, alright? Okay? Or accredited, that means you attended a seminar, and this seminar thing is relevant, they will apply to PBOK to be accredited. assessment accredited, then you apply for permission, right? Stating who are the lecturers and the content of the lecture. If the PEB board feels there is the technical content sufficient, you will give recognition. Up to give either 3 hours or 4 hours or so, right? So IES normally organize seminar next time. And IES seminars are normally free. So the lot of engineers attend IES seminar. They will ask for acquisition. 1 hour seminar, they will ask for 1 PDU. Alright? So if you attend 15 hours a year, you qualify. Okay? Right? Or accredited what called training, alright? Your company must work in actually. Okay? Or the one that you serve in the board actually. If you serve in the board like LTA, HDB, any board you serve, you got 8 PDU, alright? So if you serve 2 boards, you already qualify, you don't have to do anything. Okay? But if you serve in the technical committee by Singapore, it says that for any committee you serve, they're only given 4 PDU. And maximum 8 PDU. That means don't serve more than 2 boards. You serve more than 2 boards, you also get 8 PDU. Don't serve. That's what it means, right? So why is the difference coming? Why the first board no limit, second board limit? Very simple. Who drafted the document? Right. They are drafted by China and civil servants. They make sure they don't get hit by the new rule at all. Right? Very simple. Okay. So you see that even drafting all these standards, all stuff is just coming now. Within this 4 war, outside I was denying. Otherwise they will go after me. So I say that read at the clauses, you know basically self-interest. Whether you like it or not, that is life, okay? Or you can do a course, conduct an accredited course, that means first time they allow. Alright? Second time not given. Okay? Or you can you write paper. Every paper you write will give you 5 PDU. Okay? Or you can file a patent. Every patent you file, you get 50 PDU. Alright? Okay, so the structured part are more difficult, right? Unstructured one very easy to read, I tell you what. You reading of any literature for every 2 hours, expect 1 PDU. You can write whatever you want, nobody cares, right? I have a meeting in my colleague also counted. So it's like unstructured one, you can meet easily. Structured one has more. Okay? So in the end, what you do is that when you apply for the purchase certificate, you submit this form, that's all. No documents are not needed, right? Why? Very simple reason. I think PE board will recognize not many PE can meet the requirement. So they are prepared to close one eye. Except when people complain, they will start asking for documents. You must keep a record for 2 years. That is a legal requirement. So if somebody complains to PE board that you cheat, then the PE board may ask you for submission. Then you get in trouble, right? That's why I said don't offend people unnecessarily. You go get a lot of enemies, people will dig out all the history, then they'll complain, right? So if somebody don't know who hit you, so my advice is careful. If don't like the guy, don't make enemies. Just acquaintance, that's all right. Why create enemies for no reason? So it's not wise, Don't create enemies unnecessarily. You have to work in life many years, you never know what's going to hit you, right? Okay? Alright, okay, have 5 minutes break before carry on the second half, alright? I'll try to finish by 11:45, alright?